journey, tedious journey, alienated from this world, and I'ma be set apart and be pure, be holy, a citizen of heaven, his kingdom's pearl. On one of these future days, I'm gonna fly away to that holy place, his city. Life there isn't cold, never a day will I grow old. I will walk those streets of gold in his city, his beautiful city. 'Cause this old world is not my home. No, no, no. Don't you wanna go with me one day? Yeah. When he sounds the trumpet, will you be ready? Or still in your sin, lost as lost can be? Will he welcome you into his kingdom? Or say, I don't know you, depart from me? All I know is, on one of these future days, I'm gonna fly away to that holy place, his city, this beautiful city. Life there isn't cold, never a day will I grow old. I will walk those streets of gold in his city, yeah. Will you be there with me one day, when the Heavenly Father cracks the sky, when he leads us to our eternal hope in heaven? My hope is in glory. My hope is in glory, yeah. This world is not my home. This world is not my home. My hope is in glory, 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 yeah. My hope is in glory, 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 yeah, yeah. This world is not my home. No, no, that's my home. This world is not my home. That's my home. My hope is in. I just wanna worship in glory. I can't wait to see the man who died. I don't wanna stay here no more. My hope in you.
Apologize, guys. We're having some technical difficulties going on. But I want to welcome you all. Thank you all for coming in. And today's topic is how we have to be strong and it's okay to be weak. You know, people always say when you're going through a tragedy or a loss or, you know, trials and tribulations of life, people always say, "You so strong, you so strong." It's okay. You don't have to continuously being strong because you build up that wall of being strong because people continue to say that you forget that you're human. It's okay for you to be human and go through the emotions that you're supposed to feel. Sometimes I don't want to be strong, and it's okay if I want to be weak. I really don't never remembering when it was okay for me to be weak because I was somebody's mother at the age of 14. And then I was somebody's oldest sister, um, as far as I can remember. So being weak wasn't never taught to me. Um, the women in my family who held the foundation of my family were some strong women. And although, you know, have seen them cry, most part they were strong. And so that's what I try to portray to my children, you know. But I do also allow them to have them weak moments. And I talk to them and let them know I'm human, I'm still learning, I make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. When you think you're perfect, that's when you build up a wall of fakeness, being fake. And last person you want to be fake to is yourself. Because when you lie to others, you're lying to yourself. So I want to talk about a little bit of, you know, some of the stories in my life of when I had to continuously put up the wall of strength and being strong. And by the way, I want to thank God because God has seen me in my darkest hours and He's brought me through some of my toughest battles in my life. Um, I think I want to start with the process of mourning. People say, "Oh, I don't know how you did it," or they say, "Are you okay?" Let me say this for myself, and I preach this to my children and other people that have lost a loved one. You will never be okay after losing someone that you love. We're not okay with. I cry at some movies when somebody dies. So to to say that you're okay is something that I don't think that people should say, and some people don't, you know what to say. But asking is you okay, it gives you a bill. Like I don't know. I look at some people when they say that to me. Or am I okay? Are you okay? No. Hey Gigi. Hi, mommy. That's one of my babies. Um, when my daughter passed away, they said she's gonna live maybe a year. You might have 12 months. Even with them giving us the time to say that she's gonna die in 12 months, we still was not prepared. It's one thing when, you have that window of time to try to understand death, and then the world we live in, there is no preparing for death. There is not. They gave us a year. She passed away in 7 months. But even with knowing that she was gonna die, we were still all praying that, that one miracle that's out there, you want it to be for you. And then constantly asking people, I was asking them, can y'all please pray for my children? Pray for my children. And I found myself lately understanding that I need prayer too. I thought that maybe me being the mother to my children, that my prayers and your prayers had a possibility of changing um, the outcome of, when she was going to die, or maybe she was going to be cured. The things that we hope and pray to protect our children. Um, and the day that she passed, there was no preparing. I knew when my children screamed that it was a different kind of scream. When you're a mother, you know, these things. So we was prepared in one way, and we wasn't prepared, because there is no such thing as being prepared for death. Um, and I looked at it and I talked to God before I went out there to embrace my children. But knowing that someone is suffering, although we selfishly want them to stay here with us, when they do leave us, our selfish way of thinking, we want them to be here with us. We still want to continually let them lay in the hospital bed, or let them lay in their bed. But they're no good to themselves. And I seen one tear the day my daughter passed away. And by the way, we let her come home. She said she didn't want to die in the hospital. So we allowed her to come home. And this was her second time battling cancer, by the way. She had ovarian cancer and rhizostoma, which is a pediatric cancer. And we wasn't prepared. But that one tear that went down her cheek let me know that my baby was tired. And she never told me she was tired. She just, that day, and this was her second time going through chemo, radiation, and everything. She never told me she was tired. She never said she was scared through it all. That day, she transitioned back to her father, God. She told me both of those words. So it was comforting to me to know that it was over. She wasn't going to be suffering no more. But I felt alone, and I was in a house with maybe like 6 other people. And I could hear them screaming and going on and everything, but I just stood at the door and looked at my baby and was thankful to God, because when we pray for things, we want things automatically, boom, to be there, here, now. We have to start allowing God to guide us through this process. So while we're praying for something here and now, it's His process, not ours. And He's an on time God. Believe me when I tell you, He is an on time God. And much as me and everybody around us, family and friends, prayed, the transition of how she went back to God, was beautiful. The whole day was so beautiful. We had so many loved ones, families, and friends. Um, my best friend even came from Colorado to see her. She left the day before she passed. So when I tell you, God hear our prayers, He hear our prayers. But do we want to release them and let them go back? No, we don't. That's the selfish part of us. We want to love until we're dead, and that's one of the incidents. But just wanted you to know, you don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay for you to be weak. Being weak is being weak gonna allow you to lose 10 pounds? No. If so, we all would be weak. But nevertheless, we can be human, and we can continue to pray to God and ask Him for understanding and guidance. And another thing I want to tell y'all, I want y'all to start. I apologize. Let me sign something. I want y'all. Oh, this is what I want. I want y'all to start getting rid of that thing called pride. Pride robs us of so much. I know it did me, because my ego and pride wouldn't allow me to tell people that I was an addict. I stayed out there long. I'm recovering now. I'm a recovering addict now. November will make 20 years. 20, 20 years. But pride robbed me because I had so much pride. Pride, but being broke. Do they go together? No. Hey, baby, how are you, Queen? Thank you for joining in, everyone. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Robin. Um, Pride allowed me to stay out there longer than I had to, because I come from a praying family. But unfortunately, although I come from a praying family, I also come from a gossiping family. So that's another thing that allowed me to stay out there longer than I had to, because I didn't want them to talk about me any more than they was already talking about me, and because I didn't ask for help, I stayed out there a little longer. Excuse me. And it robbed me. A lot of us had that big ego, pride, and it destroys a lot in our lives. If we had less pride and more prayer, we'd be better off. Um, if anybody on here can give me an example of when you were strong but you wanted to be weak, give me an example of when you were strong but you wanted to be weak. Because I know a lot of times when I'm going through um, the change and the challenges in my life, I don't be wanting to be strong. Let me give y'all an example. My daughter best friend was murdered, I think 2 years ago. He was murdered. And me and Billy was on one of our little getaways. We cut it short and we came back home. Now I'm going to give the family some, words of encouragement and get them my condolences. His mother turned to me, which we considered each other's sisters, and said, "Can you please do everything?" Um, I didn't know at that moment because we all is in our emotions what that meant. But I said yes. Who could say no to somebody who um child just was murdered on the street? But I was still going through the turmoil of being in my mourning process myself. But I took on the challenge, and thanks to my daughter and her children, we got it done. But that's one of the times that I wanted to say no, but I couldn't say no. I wanted to be strong, but I wanted to be weak, but I was strong for her. That's one of my examples. Okay, Gigi, you said when I stepfather was when my father was battling cancer. Yes, that was challenging. Not only for you, but G, let me tell you, you you somewhat like myself, and I'm gonna get to you next, Robin. You are like me. You want to take everybody pain from them, and it's like when you plug a cord into a socket. Sooner or later, it's a blowout because you take on so much. I thank God my daughter brought you in my life because you were an example of friendship for some of my other children and my daughter. And you taught me some things. And you you losing your father was very hard because I couldn't do nothing to help you, and it somewhat put me into like a depressing stage because I'm a doer, I'm a lover, I love hard. So when I see someone going through something that similar to what I went through, and I know the emotions behind it, and I can't help them, it sends me into like a depression. Yes. Wow. And then you pull back. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I wanted to be like I really wanted to smother you, but when someone's going through something like that, they become angry at the world. Not everybody, but a lot of people become angry due to the fact that they don't understand what the transition of the situation gonna be. Hi, Cara. My granddaughter just joined you. But I can only imagine how and what you felt at that moment to be already nervous about taking him to start chemo and then to have to witness that. That's a mark and pain that's embedded in you for the rest of your life. No one will ever be able to remove that. It's in your soul. But what I can tell you is, I'm here anytime you want to talk about it, and I love you. And all, what I can say is, just make sure that everyday phone call is to your mom. Call her on your lunch break. Just she might get annoyed with it, but I know me, I don't. Just call her because losing him destroyed half of her heart, and you and Tiff carry the other half. I love you, my baby from another mother. All right, Robin said when the question I asked about when you want to be weak, when you strong and you want to be weak. And Robin said when I was in the domestic violence relationship. All right, that's a good one, Rob, because you have to pretend, and when you have to pretend, you're suppressing the depression that you're already in. Let me say that again. When you are when you are suppressing the depression that you are in, that's like a double abuse. And sometimes most of us that's in domestic violent relationships, we're so into covering up the abuse of the outside that we forget the internal abuse that we're suffering. So yes, Rob, um, that one is a good one, and I love you, baby. And you already know I'm your counselor for life. Um, hey Jahad, how you doing, cuz? You can barely hear me. Okay, all right. I could try to talk a little louder, but oh maybe two. Okay, I had the fan on too, but we just talking. For those of you that just came in, we are talking about all the times when people tell you you so strong, and some of the time when you want to be weak, when you have to be strong, and to let people know that it's okay to be weak. Believe me, all the time when Michelle and Obama was in office, it was some weak times, but it was dealt with behind the doors. And that's what a lot of us do. We can't hear you. I did all that and y'all couldn't hear me. All right. So, can you guys hear me now? Hey, Shonda, can y'all hear me now? Someone let me know if you can hear me now. Oh, like 5 people left. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. I apologize. If anyone can tell me where the sound left at so I can repeat it if you need me to. Okay. Um, so hey William, welcome, welcome. Um, I'm just trying to recap because I'm not sure where y'all heard me, but let me go back to Robin. Robin had said that her strong to her weak, she was being strong when she wanted to be weak, was when she was in a domestic violence relationship. And my reply to her was, that is a good one because we're so into covering up the outside that we forget to, heal the inside of our emotions. And a lot of people, when you go through different situations, they always say, are you better now? I'm glad that you better. But in real life, the existence of are you better and I'm glad you better, it's a lie. It's a myth because we are not. We are not better because a lot of us don't know how to heal our soul. It's like putting makeup on a bruise. When you go wash your face, probably it's gone again. When you go wash your face, it's gonna be the bruise still gonna be there. Oh, so, you know, a lot of us, I'm quite sure, have I apologize, y'all, because the screen keep flashing. Um, we have to start understanding that we are human We have to understand that it's okay for us to be weak. Now, whether you want to do it by yourself or you get on the phone and you have a conversation with somebody, and you really have to find that real good friend. Like me and Robin, most of the people that talk to me, their stories are going to go to my grave because it's really hard to find people, as I call them, without a diarrhea mouth. Because a lot of people only want to be there for you so they can talk about it. Just as the minute you don't agree with them or you have a falling out, so be careful. But um, find you somebody. I mean, call me. Um, William, we was discussing the moment when you want to be weak, when you have to be strong for others and yourself. And I know you recently lost your mom's. That's a blow that I don't like to welcome people to that club of being in this world and not being able to call mommy, not being able to get that hug that only a mother can give you, those words of encouragement. Um, I know for you and your siblings, this Mother's Day is gonna be hard. Okay, so while I'm saying it, I would like to take this moment out to say to my niece, yeah, Jazz. Oh, Jazz and Yaz. Yes, this Mother's Day is gonna be hard for both of y'all. Um, to Joanne daughter, Irie, this Mother's Day is gonna be hard. To Zamika daughter, this Mother's Day is gonna be hard. To Squeaky, my cousin Squeaky children, this Mother's Day is gonna be hard. Um, and I'm gonna try to do something that's gonna include y'all. And please don't charge it to my heart, y'all, because I'm up there, a little up there in age, a little young, but I want to try to do something for all you young ladies. Like even if we can come together, maybe 12 o'clock on Mother's Day and do a Zoom, because it's gonna be very trying this Mother's Day. So if you have babies, surround yourself with them. Because I lie to you not, my grandkids, they have helped me out so much when it comes to me being emotional, and they say some things that have me snap right back into smiling. Um, hey Danielle, once again, thank you all for coming in. We're talking about when you want to be weak, when you have to be strong. Um, I don't know if some of you know, I don't have a grandma. I don't have a well, I had a grandma. I had a grandfather's. All my grandparents are deceased. My mom is deceased. My husband is deceased. My daughter is deceased. My son is deceased. My sister is deceased. My brother is deceased. And a bunch of uncles and aunts and cousins and relatives and friends. So when it comes to um, pretty much understanding the mourning process, I try to run to people that I know won't have a problem with me coming in and you know going to get them something to eat, bringing toilet tissue, something to drink, paper towel, paper plates, cups, and stuff. I try to bring that stuff because those are the things within the next 7 to 10 days that everybody that come to your house is gonna use. So I try to do as much as I possibly can to help that person because one, they just lost a loved one and they're not thinking right. And if we put ourselves in their shoes to understand, the littlest thing is a gender of love that you care for them. This COVID-19 right now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all know I had 10 children. Well, I gave birth to 10 children. I'm a mother of many. But it's been very challenging for me. But I try to make it as comfortable as possible, not only for me. Um, I've been juggling, trying to make it as comfortable as possible, not only for my neighbors, but for my children and my grandchildren too. And I'm thankful that I have this close net of a circle that I'm the head lady in charge. So the love that I give trickle down to my fiance Billy, my 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 children, my grandchildren, my neighbors, and those that call me mom. You know, I try to be as open and truthful to them as possible because I don't want them to come one day and ask me something to a conversation that we had and I not remember what I said because I told a lie. No, I don't do those kind of things. So I try to nurture their soul more than I nurture their mind because if their soul is nurtured, the mind will think differently. And so um, that's what try to give to each and every one of them. Um, I'm really blessed to live in the community that I do. Some people say the hood, the hood, the hood. I'm scared to go there. I'm scared to go there. Right now, you scared to go anywhere, no matter where you live at. This Corona-19 is not discriminating on nobody. You was a rock star and on top yesterday. I mean, on March the 9th, 15th, whatever day they shut the world down, we all became equal. Your money can't protect you. One thing I can say is, you know, I've been in this house. That Patricia, she don't want me to know the outside world right now. Then yeah, all of them, they pretty much don't want me to go outside because before Corona came, I had a number of health issues already. So it's like kryptonite out there to me. Um, Happy birthday to one of my angels. Jemiah's birthday is today. She would have been 15 years old. Um, a lot of y'all that know me know that the Cumming family is very near and dear to my heart. I love them girls. So Malika, I am continuously keeping you in prayer. Extra prayer today. I always ask God um, to help you because losing a child is one of the worst things that I've ever had to endure, and I had to endure it 2 times with my own biological children. But living, in Newark, I have lost a lot of children, um, and when your children, grow up with kids and they become adults and friends and they come and tell me, Mommy, such and such got killed. Like a knot be in my throat for my child once again. And all the children and friends that they have because they're losing their friends at a rapid pace. The generation from 18 to 30, like in the last decade, they've really been burying their friends like every month, and some of them twice a month. That's not normal. it's the new norm in the way we think about it now. You be like, oh, so just it's just like another breath now because we're expecting, you know, it to continue. I don't know. I'm thankful to the fact that I do know so many children and I'm well respected. And then on the other hand, my heart hurt for the children that they're leaving back. A lot of them have kids out here. So the children will grow up in a turmoil of my dad got killed, my mom got killed. Those are conversations that no child should be having because the children's supposed to bury their parents. I don't know. I just know that we're living in evil times, and we must start to nurture ourselves in order for us to nurture others. Like a couple of my children friends, they say, um, I didn't used to say I love you to my mom or my dad or when I hang up the phone, period. And a lot of y'all know that's what I do. I make sure that I tell you I love you because the next breath of life is not promised to none of us. So I want you to know today if they should call you tomorrow and say, I passed away. Oh, well, she told me she loved me. I even, this is no lie, people that I know have hate in their heart for me, I still love them. Because if God can forgive me every day over and over and over for my sins, who am I not to love and forgive another human being while they living? No, don't wait until they die. This Corona 19 is taking all of us on a ride. And although I am not scared of the corona, because I don't want to live in fear, because I pray to my God. And if that's the choice, in my exit plan, then God, have your way. I feel that He's calling some of us home because, our job down here is done. He's using some as an example. Some people is getting over it. And that's another thing. Why the governor of New York, the governor of New Jersey, the mayor, everybody talking about the statistics of death rate. Why we can't have a day when we show 100 people tested positive? Why they not putting no positivity out there so that we can feel good about overcoming it? Why is they not letting the people, share their story? And another thing, why when before the corona got here, we was missing kids all over the world? Thank you. I love you, Grandma. Why we not talking about the missing children? Maybe because they're not supposed to be outside. I don't know. Did the people that was kidnapping them stop kidnapping them? And this is another thing. This is just a thought, a theory of mine. We all know that there's a black market out there for kidneys, lungs, hearts. How do we know all these people that's going into that hospital is actually dying from corona? And how we know that they not harvesting their body parts? We don't know. I don't know, just something. Thank you, Grandma. I get it from my chiropractor. But how do we know? We don't know what they're doing because they won't allow. It's our rights. And then you got people, you won't let them go into the hospital, but then you got the ER full of people just sitting there. I'm not in perfectly understanding why one person, even if that person want to come in there, get them the option if they want to come in there and they can't go back out, or if they come in there and they got to be tested when that person that go in there have corona. Like I don't know. I know one thing on my page. I shared all the refrigerators that of trucks that they have sitting down there at the mall. That is, it's a devastating thing to see. We're never going to get that out of our minds. We are a part of history right now. Everything that's going on right now today will be in books to come for our grandchildren to talk about it. That's why I try to make it for my grandchildren. I try to make it as normal as possible for them to, still be children. I don't want to rob them of who they are. Let them get a walk outside. Let's go play for a little bit in front of the door. And then we come back in. My grandson, he don't really like going outside, but he said to his mom the other day, I just want to go outside for a little breath of fresh air. And I'm like, yes, something, Corona, if anything, I'm going to take this good positive out of Corona and say my grandson wants to go outside because not very often. Like, he like to read his books. He'd go get the encyclopedia, stuff like that, and read to pass his time. But once again, the topic is it's okay to be weak when everybody else is expecting you to be strong. Being weak don't mean that you let your guard down to be sucker punked by or used by people, excuse me. But it's okay. Just try this tonight. Just get you some smooth sounding music and close your eyes and just breathe. Relax. Let's try that right now. Everybody that's up here on my live, I want y'all to close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. How did that feel? Did that feel good? It did to me. Because just for that couple of seconds, I wasn't mommy. I wasn't Billy, fiance. I wasn't Shakira, grandma. I was just being me. Hey, cousin Michelle. I love you. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, I was just me. Like, it's okay just to be you. We have so many labels connected to just being us that we forget to be us, to be human, to be alive. Like sometimes they say we lost our mojo. Pick it back up. Pick it back up. I was talking to Billy earlier and I said, I'm thankful that I have you to love on me during this epidemic. Because a lot of people are going through it by themselves. But when I tell you it's been trying, whoosh, it's been trying times. We get on each other nerve. I get on my kids' nerve. He in the background looking like, whew, you only telling them half of it. But I get on my kids' nerve. I get on my kids' nerve when it ain't no pandemic. It's okay for you to say yes, Trish. But nevertheless, I love them. This is my team. This will not be. And if I could pick this team on the other side, I would want this same team. They make me stronger. And then they allow me to be weak. I got the best of both worlds. And being strong and being weak. Because when I am weak, I lie to you not. My daughter, she'll come. It's okay, mommy. My grandson, they will come and have a little conversation and tell me they love me. My granddaughter. And they be like, what's wrong? And I still go ahead and I get a good, ah, out. But them hugs that they give me, knowing that, I'm hurting and that they hug is going to give me that encouragement, the boost. It's like when I said in the beginning about taking the plug and putting it back into the electricity, the socket. It's okay. I want each one of y'all doing for the remainder of the time that we have to endure this pandemic. Unplug yourself. Unplug yourself from everything and everybody. Even if you gotta wait until everybody in the house go to bed. Turn your phone off and I have a glass of wine and just relax. Just relax for you. Because what you give everybody else, you need to give yourself. You are important. And no, we can't save the world, but we try to. We definitely try. I know. Hey, sister-in-law, how are you? Um, do more self-care. If nothing more, everybody is sitting around and just wanting the epidemic to be over. No. This is the time when God is saying, you matter. You're still here. I chose you. I called your name this morning. Yes, Rob. Bang, bang. Don't take that lightly or for granted. I'm about to call you and tell you when we come out of our rooms, what's the first thing we say? Nazan, come here. And this is how we greet each other every day when we come out of our rooms. Grandpa, I love you too, sister. Come here. Grandpa. Sit right here by Grandma. Okay? I want you to do me a favor. Look at here. In the morning, when we come out of the room, when you wake up, what is the first thing that you do when you wake up every morning? What do you say?
I thank God.
You thank God for what?
For waking me up this morning. Amen.
Amen. That's my grandson. And that's something that I teach all of them. We have to instill the good in them and let them know to not take nothing for granted. Soon as they start talking and walking, teach them the goodness in you. So the day that you leave this earth, you will be done instilled instilled greatness in them. Things that nobody can erase. Yes, she wanna just relax and enjoy. GG gluten free. GG gluten free. I need to start watching your shows because I'm a diabetic, and I apologize because all this time I thought you was my goddaughter Gigi because her father was also battling cancer and he had a stroke, not a heart attack. So it was similar. So I thought that you were her. Thank you very much, love. I appreciate you guys being in here. Oh, thank you, sister-in-law. I love you too. Allah have His arms wrapped around you also. Um, I guarantee you, we don't normally this time right now that God is allowing us to be great at who we are. Find out what your tools are. Even though we have social distance, just walk out. Just when you go walk down your block, hi neighbor. Even if there's nobody standing on the porch, just hi neighbor. Hope all is well. God bless. And go right back in your house. It won't hurt, and it might make somebody feel good. That person might be alone. Being good to others is a reward to myself. I like being good to people. I be good to people because I want good to be done to me. And then you have to be careful with that too. Because you have people that want, I call them takers. They will take the soul out of your body, but they never want to give. They never want to give. And those people, you're blocked. You're blocked. If you have, and you know who they are. Those are the ones you go to the baby showers, weddings, bar mitzvahs, celebrations, everything. And come time, grandkids' birthday parties, your birthday, they won't even call you. And we got Dollar Trees everywhere. They won't give you a 99-cent balloon. Those people, evaluate them while you have this time to yourself. Even that thing, what's good for you is good to you. What's good to you is for you. If it's not good to you, get rid of it. Evaluate some things. And I guarantee you, the load of the world will start to be a little more lighter because you continuously want to uplift and spend your hard earned money. Some of us don't really be even having it, but we find a way to do or buy this person this or that. And then we lack ourselves in what we want because we gave to others. I'm not saying it's not okay to be a good Samaritan, but pick and choose who you be a good Samaritan to. Because not everybody will do the same for you. I'm such an independent person that I be in my own way. And no, I'm not an axer. I'm more of a doer. I get out there and get it done. Not saying that axing is not, there's nothing wrong with axing. You got a couple of them good girlfriends. They out there. Some of y'all have had friendships 10, 20, 30 years. And then some of y'all may have started a new job and just met somebody and made them a good girlfriend. They out there. Not everybody is full of crap. But I want you to start evaluating the good in your life and then subtracting some of the bad in your life. He gave us this time for a reason. Let's not just wait, until the next boom. Live like I got a couple of things. Like this is one of the boards. They ordered so much stuff for me to help me through this process. This is the board. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this is a board that they bought me of my daughter, and it's a full body that we had for one of her memorials. And I still make sure, like my granddaughter just had a celebration um, to her acceptance of a college of her choice. And I make sure she a part of everything that we do. Well, I try to. Like I said, I'm getting up there in age, so sometimes I forget. And then my children, they don't be caring about small stuff like that. Um, but I try to make sure that she's a part of everything. We even did a photo shoot uh year before last, and I'm gonna show y'all one day. She even in that, you know. Some people say, "Oh, you always joy, joy, joy." Joy is more recent. My son passed away 17 years ago. There's not a day like it's a lot of different things that I go through emotionally due to my son and daughter and all my loved ones. My mom's like, whoosh. One day we gonna have a grieving session, um, where we grieve. Don't forget, guys, too, if you have senior citizens that live around you and you are able to buy an extra case of water or just get a case of water and break them down into bags, some cup of noodles, um, whatever gest of kindness that you can do, you know, please do because that's another thing. Me and my grandchildren, we go out and do feed the homeless sometime, and they love it. My grandkids, they love doing what I do. And just now, I had a bag that I had put wipes, water, deodorant, a comb, um, candy bars, like a little snack bag. And my grandson said, I told my daughter, I said, yeah, get his on. He said, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And he was so excited. So I'm going to make it my business to cook something. And we're going to go give it out because they really like doing that kind of stuff. And they're 6 and 10. And my Shakara just turned 18. And Zanaya is 6. Like, if you instill it in them at a very young age, those will be valuable tools later on in life for them. Be kind to the homeless because we can be one paycheck away from being them. Don't be judgmental. If you see some of your friends being mean, let them know that's not nice. And that's somebody grandfather, and that's somebody aunt. Like, be respectful. My daughter that passed away, her name was Joy, and she loved taking care of elder people. And like I stated earlier, um, I am a recovering addict, and so she definitely look after people that's still in the life, and she'll tell her friends quick, don't do that or don't be mean to them because my mother used to get high, you know, and I'm very proud of my children for accepting who I was and appreciating the fact that you know they're passionate about people that's still in that life, and they're very respectful, and they're not ashamed to say my mother used to get high. Yes, and so shout out to my kids, the fabulous 10. They get on my nerve. No, 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 no. Don't think those ups be downs and downs and up, and vice versa. I get on their nerve too. It's my job as a parent. But yes, I'm just grateful, and I wanted to come up here and acknowledge the fact that it's okay to be weak. You don't always have to be strong. Shout out to all the nurses. Shout out to all the teachers around the world. It is Teacher and Nurse Month or Week. I don't know, but I want to say shout out to them. Thank y'all. I didn't know how hard teachers had it until we had to be locked down with a 6-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old for 60 days. The work that they are doing, I am lost. I am lost. I'm like, especially the math. He came in here, I caught myself trying to help him to give my daughter a break. I had to send him in there. I said, Grandma don't know it. And I wasn't afraid to say it. And he was like, it's okay, Gigi. I have a hard time with it too. I love my grandkids. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that this live have helped you. Take it one day at a time. Put that thing called pride to the side. Learn to self-care. Get rid of what's not good to you. And continue to ask God for strength. Remember that relax time of the day is for you. It's to boost you up so that you can have the energy to endure. Because a lot of us go to sleep with the problems of the world of today on our shoulders, in our spirit. But if you pray for understanding and delete some of them things, tomorrow gonna be a better day. Because you don't know what's waiting for you tomorrow. In the world that we live in, hell, every day, death is right there. Your son or daughter just came and told you, I'm pregnant. I got somebody pregnant. Your husband walked in the door, I got fired. I got laid off. Like, you just don't know. Next door neighbor just died. Emotions. The emotions that we deal with on an everyday basis is very stressful. So you owe it to yourself to release some of those problems or problems, issues. Release them. Talk to God about all of them. Because it's not meant to be hanging over you for the rest of your life. Some of us can get rid of it. But we have to start learning the process of relaxing, understanding what and who hurt you. Let it go. God don't want you to be in pain and agony and be hateful and people mistreating you. And for some reason, we continue to allow the people that hurt us to stay in our lives. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I be like, say something back to them, curse them back out. But then I be like, that take too much energy. Just delete them. Delete them. Forgive them, but delete them. So, when they come in your present, you not angry. They might be holding on to anger, but you not angry. And that's what you're doing the delete and forgiveness for. You. Everyone, remember what I said. Start working on yourself. Know the good in you and be good to you as you are to others. Because everybody don't know how to be good to you. Thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate all you guys coming in. Shout out to Billy and his YouTube team. Thank y'all for supporting him too. Because some days I'll be happy as ever that I get a little me time when y'all take over. So sincerely love to all y'all. Love you, Bills. Thank you for the technical support that you gave me because I wouldn't be able to set up none of this without them. Thank y'all. Everyone have a blessed and relaxed day. I appreciate you guys. Everyone on Facebook, thank you guys. Love y'all.
We got 5 hours watch time.
Oh.